Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a minute since I uploaded a new video or a new song, but unfortunately I injured my left hand and it sucks, man. Like, it's been probably a month now. And yeah, I picked up the guitar for the first time today, like I said, in a month, and it's actually feeling a lot better, so I'm really happy about that. Yeah, it's been a bit depressing. Always love to pick up the guitar, but I've basically just been playing too much over the past few months, hours and hours and hours, and just, yeah, developed a bit of RSI, I think, in the left hand. But I gave it a break and it's feeling a lot better now. So this time next week, hopefully I've got a new song for you guys. But today I'm going to do something a bit different. I've got my beautiful partner on hand, and I told her to write down a few questions to ask me. I don't know what she's going to ask, but I think it'll be interesting for me and for you guys. So yeah, stick around. Let's see what she's got to ask. Thanks for being here again, guys. Let's see how it goes. Cheers. Alright, let's do this. Hey babe, how you going?
I'm good. How you going?
I'm good. Say hi to the people.
Hello.
Alright, so let's get on with these questions then.
Alright, firstly, I just thought we can begin by telling everyone what started you on your guitar journey.
Ever since I heard like Black Sabbath, Led Zeppelin, Guns N' Roses and Metallica at an early age, that was played around my house constantly. I loved the sound of the guitar, and it might sound a bit, does that sound cheesy? I don't know. But yeah, it was awesome, and it was a sound that I wanted to create for myself. And my uncle is a fantastic guitar player, and I remember being really young and walking into his house when he was like mid guitar solo playing like Van Halen, and it was just something I wanted to do.
What musicians influenced you to play heavy metal? If you can give me your top three.
Oh, top three is pretty easy. James Hetfield from Metallica, till this day, is still one of the greatest, to me, my personal opinion, is still one of the greatest musicians that ever influenced me to pick up the guitar. His songwriting, his rhythm guitar playing, riff writing, everything is just killer. As far as lead guitar playing goes, Dimebag from Pantera, I mean, no one even comes close to him, and no one ever will. And Zakk Wylde, I mean, he started with Ozzy Osbourne when he was like 18 years old. And yeah, those three guys are a massive, huge inspiration on my guitar playing.
Have you always played metal? Have you ever, or do you listen to any other genres? If so, who?
No, and could be my downfall. I've always just been infatuated with metal. I mean, I don't know if I would consider AC/DC to be metal, but it's still that kind of same vein where it's always been rock, guitar, heavy metal stuff. Nothing else has really interested me. It's got to have melody though. I mean, yeah, no. The answer to that question is it's always been metal or rock. Like I said, nothing has really ever interested me other than that.
Oh.
But maybe I should start listening to other things. I mean, I like classical music, the way it's composed and stuff like that. There's a lot of technical things going on, and that does interest me a lot.
Oh, maybe the viewers can give you some suggestions in the comments.
Yeah, come on guys.
Okay. Alright, in an ideal world, if you could pick a vocalist, another guitarist, a bassist, and a drummer to write music with, who would it be and why?
Shit. Drummer, easy. Vinnie Paul. One of my favourite drummers of all time. He's just sick. Holds that groove down. But I think a lot of that would have to do with Dimebag as well. So, Vinnie Paul on drums. Geezer Butler from Black Sabbath on bass. Just an absolute beast. Followed closely by Cliff Burton, the early Metallica bass player. Rhythm guitar player, I mean, you can't go past James Hetfield, he's the king. Vocals is very hard to choose, there's so many fantastic individuals out there. Just depend on the sound you're going for. I mean, Ronnie James Dio, Sebastian Bach from Skid Row, Phil Anselmo, Robert Plant, Bon Scott. I mean, I can't pick the vocalists. I can't do it.
Learning an instrument is quite hard and takes time and lots of error, which I would assume is really frustrating. So how do you do it? How do you, especially with work commitments and all of that, how do you do it and what motivates you to keep going?
There is no motivation needed. It's pure love for the instrument. It's like a release, like you said. You go to work, you come home, you have your day-to-day things you need to do, and everyone has their thing that's a certain release, whether it be guitar playing or cooking or whatever it may be. Everyone has their thing that makes the rest of the world go away for that period of time, and you can enjoy that time of when you're doing something. And I don't need motivation to play the guitar. The guitar is the guitar is the motivation. I don't know if that makes sense.
Okay.
But
sure. When you're writing music, how do you go about composing it? Do you have a strategy? Is there emotion involved? Are you driven by that, or?
It's funny you say emotion because that's what it's all about. So, for me anyway, basically I usually start with a riff and build the song from that. I try and think of a certain theme or feel to go after and base the song around that. Whether I've achieved that in the songs that I've done, sometimes I think I have, sometimes I think I haven't, but that's just the learning curve and getting better at doing it. But yeah, it's always based off a riff and trying to tell a story.
Okay, this is about your gear. Give viewers a brief description of why you play the guitar you do. I'm talking about your custom, and why you've chosen the amps, because you talk about amps a lot and there's heaps that you talk about, but you've chosen these particular ones. So.
Oh, and she knows it, people. I've just battered her over the head with investigating certain amps, and I want this one, and I've sat there and talked to her about tube choices, cable choices, speaker cabinets, speakers, everything. And yeah, I appreciate you sitting there and listening to all my crap when you probably have no idea what I'm talking about.
None.
Yeah. Thanks, bud. But alright, good question. And no one's ever really asked me in the comments about any gear. So I've never really done anything like some sort of rig rundown, but This here is a diesel VH4, and here in Australia they're very hard to come by. I even think these days anywhere in the world are quite hard to come by. They're handmade out of Germany, made famous by Adam Jones from Tool and James Hetfield from Metallica. They use them in their rigs. Phenomenal amplifier. Mesa Boogie 4x12 cabinet, just the staple for metal really. Loaded with vintage 30s, sounds fantastic with the diesel. And then over this side, I'm not sure if you guys can see it on camera, but that's a Marshall JCM 2000 made in England. You know, typical Marshall sound, think, you know, real bright, aggressive, you know, anywhere from AC/DC to that early 80s Van Halen thing. I mean, you could probably get close to Van Halen out of it. Randall Warhead cabinet, that's a Dimebag Darrell signature cab. I used to have the full stack. If you guys have seen some of my earlier videos, you would have seen it in there, but I've slowly moved things on that I didn't use very much and to acquire other things like the Marshall. My very first guitar that I ever owned and learnt to play on, it's been revamped. I've repainted it. There's a video on my channel. Go through, have a look at it. I did this little weird thing that's like yeah, right. So I did that just to make it a little bit more special. But yeah, and then I've got a custom guitar in the case that I had made, like I designed and had made by Rob Fermenton. You guys have seen that in the videos if you follow my channel. If not, go and check it out. Excuse me. And then yeah, another guitar here. We have my Zakk Wylde Epiphone Les Paul that I've had for a lot of years, and I've thought about like moving it on to get other things, but then I pick it up and play it and I was like, what are you thinking? Don't you dare get rid of that. So that'll be with me forever. Same as this, same as everything I have right now. I don't need 100 guitars or 100 amps. It's about getting tools to serve the purpose of what I'm trying to do, and when I get anything else, it'll be they're all tools. It's about trying to achieve certain tones. So yeah.
If not the guitar, what other instrument would you choose? Triangle?
Triangle. That's the best of my musical capabilities right there. It'd either have to be piano or drums.
Okay.
I love those two instruments as well.
Alright, lastly, where or what would you like to see happen to Simo Plays Guitar in the coming years?
To be successful in the music industry these days is so hard. Everything is, especially with the metal stuff, like it's so saturated, and I would love to be a successful guitar player and be able to provide an income and, like I said, be successful on just playing the guitar, but these days it is so hard, and that doesn't mean that I will ever stop, because the guitar has never been a job to me. It's always been about enjoying what I'm doing, being an escape for all the bullshit that goes on in the world, my day job, all that sort of stuff. It's a time to relax, have fun and chill out. Just to be able to do that and feel the same way whilst making an income. And sometimes I have thought about it that it'd be fantastic, but I don't ever want it to become a job or to be thought of as a job, because I don't ever want to lose the feeling that I get from picking up the guitar and having that release So yeah, I think there's a fine line there. Everyone's got to work, you got to make the money, you got to survive, and if you can do that off doing something you love, I think that's the ultimate success. So yeah.
Thanks, Simi.
That's
a That's a wrap.
Awesome. Thanks, babe, for those questions. Those were really good. I don't know if I answered them very well, but anyway.
Yeah.
Alright guys, so there you have it. Bit of a Q&A. First time I'm doing this sort of thing, and I usually don't get many questions asked in the comments below, so start asking me questions and stuff like that. Could be about anything, from guitars, microphones, beer. It'd be great. You know, we can get this sort of back and forth happening. It'd be awesome. Just want to say a big thank you to my missus. How you going? Thank you very much, babe.
You're welcome.
And hopefully you guys enjoyed this. And I've got a new song coming for you guys, hopefully this time next week. Like I said, I haven't been able to put it out for a while because of my hand. But it's getting better. And I was so depressed for a while, but now I feel the happiness coming back in because I've been able to pick the guitar up again. And yeah, take it easy. I'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers, guys.